My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. I'm the long-haired, hippie-looking dude. I don't have my tinfoil hat on. It's getting a little hot in Arizona. I don't mean to make you jealous, but it's about 70 degrees throughout the day, so you get to see me in my full goodness. But like I said, my name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. I'm the host of the Coach JV podcast, over 920 podcasts, to keep you entertained, 8 to 12 minutes of motivation with the top motivation podcast. Now, why do I say I'm the top health and mindset coach in the world? Because I believe it in my heart. I think it in mind, and I verbalize it on a daily basis. And I believe manifestation is real. Now, let me tell you a couple things about myself before we continue, so you can choose whether you want to like, subscribe, or comment, or if you want to run for the hills, okay? So number one, I believe in God. I feel like I'm divinely directed, divinely protected, and divinely guided to this information and what I've invested in. So if that turns you off, I'm not your guy. Number two, I follow the life of Jesus as close as possible. I'm not a perfect human being, but that is who I model. I don't look up to Tom Brady. I look up to Jesus Christ. No offense, Tom Brady, but you're a good dude. But I don't idolize anybody, but I look up to Jesus Christ, and that's the life that I like to follow. I'm non-religious. I'm a spiritual dude who loves everybody. So if you're Catholic, I like you. If you're Mormon, you like you. If you're Jehovah's Witness, like it. Hey, if you like the devil, I'd love to talk to you and maybe give you a big-ass hug and try to get the devil out of you. But so that's me in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Now, Warriors, I'm going to share with you guys, I am a fundamental crypto investor. I have a technical analysis team. I hate technical analysis. My brain doesn't work that way. I am fundamental, real-world solve, understanding the fundamentals of a cryptocurrency and how it's going to change the world. And I'll tell you what, I'm extremely bullish on XRP. I don't care what's going on with the SEC lawsuit. I understand it. It makes sense to me. They sued Tesla. After Tesla, price appreciation was massive. They sued Amazon, SEC. After that, price appreciation was massive. What I believe is there's a massive narrative going on, and as all of you look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. And if you know the game, you can't be played, and that's what I teach the Warriors to do. And I also tell the Warriors in my academy not to believe a word I say. Why would you believe a long-haired hippie-looking dude who's screaming through the camera here? What I'm teaching you to do is jar you a little bit, get you to question everything I'm saying, but get you to do your research. You have this thing called a smartphone, right? But most people use it as a dumb phone. The smartphone is designed to make you smarter, not to take your lymph system and put it on a computer. So you can either use it to destroy yourself or use it to empower yourself. Now, why am I so bullish on XRP and specifically coming up the Flare network, the Spark token? I spent 12 years of my life in the banking system. That's why I left the banking system. Let me repeat that. I spent 12 years of my life in the banking system, and that's why I left the banking system. And I hear a lot of people say, the crypto's the mark of the beast. They're going to monitor us. They're already monitoring you. So don't worry about that. As you talk to me about that with your iPhone watch on and your Alexa in your house and your Bluetooth in your car, and you're worried about them monitoring you, get over it. They're already monitoring. Not a big deal. Just stop doing shit wrong. It'll be okay. Number two, crypto's the mark of the beast. It's the devil. Well, in the Bible, it says you shouldn't charge interest. So get rid of your credit card, get rid of your car payment, get rid of your house payment, and you're going to be a perfect person on earth. Go live out in the forest with no cell phone and just hang out. You'll be good to go. So let's get over that piece. Let's not put an attachment to anything. Let's understand where our world is heading. And what you do know, or what you should know, is that when humans stop creating, we die. So it's human evolution. Roger Bannister said he was going to break the 4-minute mile. And everybody said, your heart's going to explode. He said, no. I'm going to break the 4-minute mile. And then when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile, guess what? A bunch of people broke the 4-minute mile. The Wright brothers said, I'm going to get people up off the ground like a bird. Pfft, those guys are crazy. They're talking crap behind their back. And next thing you know, we're flying off the ground, right? And you don't question now going seeing Grandma Kathy across the world in a metal tube. You don't question that, do you? No. But you got a guy like Coach JB that's telling you and sharing with you this information that's going to change the world, and you're like, this long-haired hippie dude, look at this dude, man. And next thing you know, we're going to have probably 8 figures to $1 billion in the next 20 years, because that's what I believe in my paradigm. I'm going to bring the money back to the people. I got grow towers here where I'm growing free fruits and vegetables for my clients. We're going to have a Kangen water machine, so we're going to have the best water in the world. And that's how I want to live my life, like a character, right? Like a superhero. Because I chose that, Warriors. But guess what? About 20 years from now, you're like, I knew Coach JB. Anyways, let's get right into it. You didn't come here to listen to my stories and my lecturing. But if you want to hear more of my motivation, inspiration, go to the Coach JV podcast. I also have a couple books out there on Amazon, Roids to Riches and the You Must Believe Way of Life. Let's get started. And if you want to learn how to connect with me, down below, you can join my Warrior Academy. blah, blah, blah. Let's go. All right, so flare, guys. It's heating up, Warriors. The SEC lawsuit, we're starting to get a little bit more clarity, and I will continue to bring you breaking news as it comes through. The SEC lawsuit, remember, is from about 7 to 10 years ago about XRP trading what they thought was a security at that point, or as a currency when it could have been deemed a security. So we're working to get some clarity around that, right? So right now they've asked, there's some a countersuit asking for all of Ripple's emails in regards to what they sent to the SEC. So we'll get some clarity, guys. It's part of a typical case. We're all making assumptions. And now every single person, to include me, is totally speculating. All of us are speculating. What we do know is this is going to be the biggest price appreciation hit. I mean, the Warriors right now are making so much money this week. But what we do know is everything that goes up, just like the dot-com bubble, it's going to come crashing down. And around September this year, based on market cycles, the crypto space is going to crash. And what you do is you just have to know when to get out and then get back in and you increase your portfolio. It's simple. You do the opposite of what everybody else does and you're going to be okay. Yes, the crypto market is manipulated by the bulls, just like the stock market, just like the Feds. All right, so let's get ready to rock and roll. So Flare Finance tokens, YFLR, YFIN, and YMIN explained by the Flare community. I wanted to bring this up and I want to give this guy credit. I'm surprised he doesn't have that much views on here, and I'm going to make sure you check out his Twitter. But he did a really good job of breaking down the Flare Finance token, the YFIN and YM. Now, Flare Finance, or these DeFi, right? It's the new way of banking. You're literally becoming your own banking system, and it's really neat. I'm going to show you the video. I don't want to give credit where credit due. It says the first ever decentralized finance ecosystem, XRPL utility fork, Flare is soon to be released. Programming blockchain now has its token use cases explained by the community enthusiasts. This guy did a great job. This gentleman here at Anti-FOMO, F-O-M-O. Please go follow him. An anonymous blockchain expert who goes by that name on Twitter has shared an educational video to explain the opportunities available to hodlers to Flare Finance tokens, FYLR, FYN, and FYMIN, according to the video. FYLR will be distributed via DAIO offering. It can also be earned by participating in the Flare Finance mechanisms. I'm going to be all over this, Warriors. I am so bullish on the Flare network. At a total of 40 million, FYLR tokens are allocated to reward YFIN stakeholders on the Flare X and decentralized exchange and staking environments by Flare Finance. Also, all liquidity providers for pairs with the YFLR will receive these tokens to their contribution. In addition, FYLR is a governance token required participation in referenda of crucial issues related to Flare Finance progress, listing, commissions, policies, etc. Finally, and accepted as a fee on the Flare USD and Flare X, and incentives YFIN farming on Flare Farm. So YFIN can be earned by providing liquidity on the Flare X to any pair of YFIN and by farming on the Flare Farm with FLR, FYLR, you can read all those, and YFIN will be distributed between lenders of assets within the framework and Flare loan pools. So I'm going to be deep diving this with my Warriors on our crypto call today, but I wanted to show you this gentleman's Twitter here. Actually, first, what we're going to do is we're going to watch the Flare Finance teaser really quickly. So let's watch this together. This will get you pumped up, and then we're going to take a deep dive into his video. So this is a teaser that came out that I broke down for you guys. I would highly recommend you watch the YouTube videos in the past. I don't know how to connect it. I'll connect it. But just watch this video. This one pumps me up.
Finance.
Now remember, if you were in XRP December 12th and you were on a qualified exchange last year, you got free Spark token. Okay, so it's XRP is combining very fast settlements. We already talked about XRP and how quick it is, and then the contract consensus. So you think that XRP is just going to disappear and ain't going nowhere?
Financial infrastructure, including swaps, stable currencies, yield farming, asset backed loans, insurance, and yield mining.
Basically, what you're becoming is your own bank.
Both equity and stockholders.
So let's catch that really quickly. If they didn't really know what was going to happen, like think about that. For XRP and Spark holders, Warriors, it is happening. Don't believe the hype. Not a financial advisor, not financial. I'm holding on like a tick on a dog.
Users of the Flare network can access their own generated bank at the exchange.
Okay, so users of the Flare network can act as their own yield-generating bank in exchange without giving up custody or control of their assets.
Giving up custody or control of their assets to a centralized party. What products do we offer? FlareX enables users of the Flare network to swap currencies and earn passive income by providing liquidity to pools, which provide traders with decentralized on-demand liquidity.
Okay, so let's watch this other video here that this gentleman made. That one just excites me. So if we go over here, okay, we're going to watch this video here. So he breaks down the tokenomics of Yield Flare, Yield Fin, and Yield Min. So this is really cool. So let's break this down together as he goes through this. It's really neat to see someone break this down. So it can be earned by DAO, offering 40 million, by staking YFIN on FlareX, 40 million, by providing liquidity on FlareX to a pair of Y, and I'll be breaking this down with my warriors in our academy today. So it can be used in governance to vote on proposals like fee schedules, mining rates, reserve pools, and to vote on new listings and white listings on FlareX, as fee on FlareX and Flare USD, to farm YFIN on Flare Farm. So yield farming, I told my story about yield farming. I got wrecked one time. I lost $6,000 yield farming. So I've kind of backed off of that. I will start to understand this more deeper. Remember, that's the key. If you're playing in the casino, you're going to get wrecked like the casino, right? You got to really know what you're doing, Wars. I'm very fundamental, so my portfolio changes very slowly and methodically, right? The only thing I did FOMO into recently was Dogecoin. I admit that. I FOMO'd into it, and I've made a really good amount of money doing that. But I'm using the Dogecoin profits to fund other long-term investments. So if you've seen YFIN, it's super expensive. Here's why. There's only 11,000 in supply. So by providing liquidity to FlareX to any pair of YFIN, by farming on the Flare farm with FLR, FYL, XRP, and FUSD. XRP is going to be huge, Warriors. So total supply is only 11,000 by farming on Flare Farm. First year will be distributed 8,000 YFIN through farming and additional 1,000 after. So YFIN can be used in governance to vote proposals like fee schedules, mining rates, reserve pools, and FlareX. So this is YMIN, okay, total supply is 75 million, can be earned by mining FLR on Flare Mine, by providing liquidity on FlareX to any pair of YMIN. So what you're doing basically is you're providing liquidity to what? So okay, how do we explain this? So you're staking, right? You're providing liquidity, right? You're locking up your currency, your cryptocurrency, to provide liquidity, and then they give you earnings off of that. That's what staking is. So you're staking, they give you earnings to provide liquidity, right? So for example, too, if you're your own decentralized bank, if you stake a certain amount of money, $1 million, right? If they gave you 10% on that $1,000,000, they're going to take that, the intermediary, which would be the exchange that you're staking it on, is going to take that money and they're going to lend it out at a higher interest rate. And they get the difference of that, right? So they're just an intermediary. You're the holder of your currency. It's locked up with you, but they're using your money to be the intermediary to lend it out to somebody else. So check him out on Twitter at Andy FOMO. He got some really cool stuff. I'm surprised he doesn't have a lot more followers on YouTube. But I also want to show you guys really quickly. I love Flare Finance. I'm so excited and bullish on Flare. I cannot wait for it to launch. But this could be pretty cool. I'll leave you guys with this, and I'll do my little outro and speech to you guys. Boom. Gosh, freaking awesome. Unlocking value, guys. Unlocking value. You got XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin. All right, Warriors. So how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling looking at all this? It's probably really confusing because I got a lot of people. I'm sure I don't have probably don't have super advanced investors or day traders or people that are heavy in the crypto space watching this. I have people who are opening up their mind and awareness to cryptocurrency, right? Because that's what I'm helping people do. I'm bringing the money back to the people. Now, why am I sharing this, Warriors? I was talking to somebody for a long time last night, one of our amazing Warriors, his name was John, and we were talking, and it was very refreshing because he's telling me, what I do well is I help people understand the true essence of what we're doing. My mission is to help as many people as possible realize the power inside of them to accomplish great things. And what you have to know as Warriors, there's good people out there that really care for you. And I'm one of them. And my mission and purpose and my intention are to help people understand this at a fundamental level so you don't get wrecked in the marketplace. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't made mistakes. I just told you I lost $6,000 in one day by making stupid mistakes, by getting greedy, by chasing greed, by trying to make quick money, because quick money does not make money in this market unless you're a really, really good day trader. Number 2, scared money doesn't make money. And number 3, you don't follow the 99%. You don't follow the sheep. You don't sit at your barbershop because your barber gave you a quick tip and go make an investment and not know what the hell you're doing. You have to know what you're doing in this marketplace because there are fundamental cryptocurrencies that are going to change the world. And there's some that are going to pump and dump like Dogecoin. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that, right? And everybody's going, oh, should I get into Dogecoin? Should I get into, I don't know. You got to make an informed decision. Do you know what it does? What's the utility of Dogecoin? There is no utility. It's basically the people's coin, right? Well, I should get into Bitcoin. Well, why should you get into Bitcoin? What does it do? Do you understand what Bitcoin does? XRP is a shit coin, but you know nothing about it. You know nothing about the fact that the banks, it is such a solve for the banks, you wouldn't even believe the problems that it solves for a bank. XLM, whoa, XLM is going to change the world. Well, what's XRP and XLM, right? They're basically brother and sister. The gentleman who left XRP started XLM, right? Well, XRP is going to go away because of JPM coin. The JPM coin, XRP, Swift, Algorand, I'm trying to think of all these, they may be working together. Think about this, Warriors. Oh, XRP is going to take over Swift. Well, maybe they're going to work together, right? What is iOS 2020, right? That's what Swift is bringing on board. So basically, Warriors, there's so many questions that need to be answered before you make these decisions to jump into a space that you have no idea what you're doing. That's how you get wrecked. Think about that, Warriors. Think about that. Would you get into a car with somebody you don't know just because they're going to give you $1,000? Some of you might. That'd be kind of weird. Or would you put yourself in that type? No, you will. So why would you play with your money like that? It's about understanding the fundamentals, Warriors. And that's what I do. So I provide the fundamentals. But first of all, we put you through a 120-day challenge. You work out with us live daily. Nutrition, mindset coaching, subconscious mind programming, learning how to do vision boards, learning how to manifest. So if that turns you off, I'm not the right guy because I manifested my whole life the last 15 years. And then the byproduct of that is understanding economics and finance, right? I show my exact portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I'm just an honest dude. And like today, we have our cryptocurrency call. I'm like, here, guys, here's my exact portfolio. Here's what I'm invested in. Make an informed decision. We also have an academy with over about close to 700 warriors now. In our Discord, we have over 500 warriors that are much smarter than me. Technical analysis people helping people with information to make informed decisions. So I'm just here to help you guys. I'm doing about 2 videos a day to get you that information. So if you want to learn anything, it's in the description down below. But make sure you understand this, Warriors. Don't get into something you don't understand. Make sure that you understand. I just don't want to see people get hurt in this space, because everybody's going to FOMO in. That's fear of missing out, because everybody's talking about it. MasterCard's getting on board. Elon Musk, Tesla just bought into cryptocurrency. Apple may be getting on board. MicroStrategy's dumped almost all their assets into it. Michael Saylor from MicroStrategies has talked to over 100 CEOs to get into cryptocurrency. But what they're doing and telling you is not, what they say is something completely different than they do, Warriors. And you have to know that the bulls, the very wealthy people, manipulate the market. As soon as you get excited and as soon as you get in, they're going to pull the plug on you, and they're going to watch you run out and take your money. That drops the price. They buy back in. That's basically how I made my money in the bear market. I would sell at the top. I'd buy at the bottom. Very simple. I wasn't doing day trading. I'd just take a little bit off the top. I'd buy back in. And that's how I built my portfolio. Well, I've made over 6 figures in 6 months, and from here on out, the 6 figures now is going to become generational wealth. So within this time, so that's where we're at, Warriors. So I was able to do this by being disciplined, by being fundamental, and not listening to the bullshit narrative. If everybody looked this way, I went the opposite way. So a lot of things coming up, Warriors. Yes, I am bullish on XRP, but also I have just as much XRP, I have as much XLM, I have ADA, I have Engine, I have all these other tokens. So if XRP went to 0, I'm still good to go, Warriors. I don't just put all my eggs in one basket, but I don't put them in baskets, but I don't know who the hell made the basket. Warriors, rise!